Welcome to the Bug Scope. This is Isa Betancourt, your host. Welcome. Whether you are watching from Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, I'm multicasting to all those platforms here on haps.tv. And if you want to, all of your comments are aggregated here on the HAPS platform. If you want to come see all the comments, you can come and join us on HAPS too, haps.tv. Hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Isa, your host, and each week we dive into the wonderful world of entomology to discover all those details and something about those millions of animals over multi-million animals that we share a home with that we know relatively very little about. Hi, Peter. Hi, Frank. Hi, Pablo. Hope you guys are doing well. Before we get started looking at some backyard bugs, let me take down my little banner now. Hello, David. How's it going, you guys? I want to give two announcements, and one is that I'll put this in the chat, but actually, I guess I could screen share this. I have a new course that I will be teaching, new entomology course that I will be teaching through Atlas Obscura called Collecting and Preserving Insects with Isa Betancourt, and I will drop the link in the chat for that. Starts at the end of August. Yes, more teaching. Here's my new course. Hello, Poppin. My name is Isa. And there is the link. And here, I'll share my screen too so you guys can take a look as well. It's a 3-session course mostly on the preservation side, but I'll touch upon the collecting of insects too. So let me share the screen. Okay. Where is it? I'm looking for the screen that I'm trying to share, but it's not popping up. Well, I put the link in the chat so you guys can see that there. Okay. Let me try that one more time. Oh, here it is. Okay, I just didn't recognize it. So here is, oops, can I do me and the screen at the same time? Yes, there we go. Okay, here is the class. And as you can see, it'll be 3 sessions, $65. The first one will look at preservation history, sourcing, and ethics. The second class will look at pinning, pointing, spreading, and labeling, lots of demonstrations. And then the last class will look at, do whatever demos we didn't get around to yet, talk about some of the challenges that are faced in modern day preservation of insects, and also what the future looks like. And also in there, the importance of collecting, which the importance of collecting is something that I do talk about a decent amount on the Bug Scope, since I do a lot of stuff with pinned specimens, at least I have in the past. So yeah, there's that. I dropped the link in the chat if you guys want to take a look. And here are a couple photographs from, actually this one is right behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it behind me, but I do have it behind me. And then the other one is a photograph here from the Academy of Natural Sciences collection where I've worked for over 8 years. I'm a little bit on and off. So yeah, take a look. Sign up if you're interested in doing a deeper dive into collecting and preserving, so that the next time you find a dead insect, or in case you want to start an insect collection, you know exactly what to do. Okay, and then the other announcement that I want to make is that I don't have really a visual for at the moment, but actually I guess I can stay this way. Stop presenting. Yeah, very excited about it. I did another course a couple months ago that was a lot of fun. That was a 5-class course that was more just on like the general world of entomology and orientation, and this will be more collection specific. I didn't really talk about collections last time, so yeah. Okay, so thanks guys. Now I will connect Oh yeah, the other announcement is that I will be releasing the cicada eating film that I've been working on this weekend. And so stay tuned for updates on that. It is all complete. The editing has finished, and so we are now able and excited to release it to the world very soon. And so I'll probably be doing, at least with Georgia, a viewing party on HAPS at sometime this upcoming week. So stay tuned. All right. Hi, Molly. How are you doing? About to bring up what we have up close and kind of inspired, perhaps, or I already had this one around, but the other day I was being eaten by mosquitoes. If you caught the Sips and Spiders with Sebastian and Solange, which is once monthly on Tuesdays. And actually, speaking of spiders, I'm also doing another broadcast this upcoming Tuesday. We'll have Trinity Walls joining us from, she'll be in the field doing her spider research. And so next Tuesday at 6 is when that's happening. But setting up this scope right now so we can take a look at a mosquito up close, which might sound not very exciting, but if you talk to people who study mosquitoes, like Autumn Angelis, who was a guest on the show a couple months ago when I had that beer glass of baby mosquitoes, like she loves mosquitoes, and many other people who study mosquitoes do genuinely love mosquitoes as well and think they're really beautiful. And so maybe now this zoom in on did I share my screen? No, not yet. Oh, here we go. Okay. This zoom in on the mosquito, I think can help us understand and see and connect with what they are seeing when they look at a mosquito, to see the deeper beauty of the mosquito, which is not otherwise apparent to the eye because of how small they are. So it makes sense. Okay. Not that you have to love mosquitoes now, but you can have a deeper appreciation for their presence here on Earth and maybe look at them twice next time. So this is a mosquito that I collected from off of my husband Ramon's hat. It was trying to bite him through his hat, which is never going to be a very successful venture. And what do you guys notice off the bat here? Hi, Maya. How are you? Well, let me see. I'll see if I can zoom in even further. Although I guess it's decently big on the screen for you guys. But I'll go a little. Cool. Cute face. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, yeah, I do need to change. Yes, David, I need to change my Twitch title to something more general. My bad. Thank you for that. Yes, shiny stuff. Shiny stuff. So we see some shiny things back here. That shiny stuff those are scales. So really very similar to how, try to move this around, very similar to how butterflies and moths have scales. Mosquitoes also have scales. I think that I'm going to take this off the screen, at least have it less magnified for a moment, so I can put on the higher magnification for us to see those scales closer, so we can think about how they compare to the scales we saw last week that were actually on butterflies and such. Oh, so there's a comment here from Hello over on YouTube saying that the snorkel looks bent. So before we zoom in, let's take a more general look at the whole body, because once I switch, it'll be a little harder to do that. Okay. Move this over a bit. Yeah, so here's the blood sucking part of the mosquito. And this is what the mosquito was using when it was trying to bite into, looks a little dusty at the tip, bite into the hat. Although usually they bite into the skin to get the blood that they need to complete their life cycle. Okay, so let's zoom in a little further. Was it caught in spider webs? I put it into a collection vial that might be a little dusty. So it may have simply picked it up from that. Okay, so now I'm unscrewing this. Oops. It's like I definitely don't have this down yet. Why is it so hard to unscrew? Wow, how did I make it so secure? Okay, let me take off the light because I think it'll help me see what I'm doing. So there we go. I think it's uh-oh. Seems like it's not going anywhere. Is this the right way? Here, I think this way is the better way. Lefty loosey. Yep. Cool. So this was the 0.5 magnification. Now I'm putting on the 2x magnification, going the opposite direction with magnifying our, so we can, last week we magnified it, and the amount that it was magnified, like the whole 7, the whole number that is on the date, that shows the date, the year date on a penny, that was filling up the screens. That helps give you a sense of how much magnification power we're able to get from this scope. So, all right, let's do this. Gotta put the light back on. Actually, this is not, wait, this does not look right. Still getting used to this. Okay, this way. All right. Ah, there we go. Yeah, when you swat at them in the future, maybe you can swat at it, kill it, and then take a look at it and admire the beautiful scales. That's basically what I did with this one. I smacked it on top of Ramon's hat and then was like, wait a second, this is an interesting mosquito because one, it had white feet, which were very interesting. And it also had, I saw the shimmer of blue and purple. So I thought, gotta check this out a little more. Gotta see what's going on with it. And so here we are, taking a closer look. Okay. Let's see, try to get this back in the frame. Figure out which way the focus goes. It's definitely easy to get lost. Okay, maybe if I put my finger here, that will help. All right, I think I need to go closer, go way closer. Okay, when the 2x is on, I have to go all the way down and even put it on a stage. So I will use this to add height to get it close. Yay, it's coming into frame. Oh wow, it's like really dusty. It must have gotten caught in a spider web. Did I have spider web in that container? Wow. Okay. So, hey, Christian. Yeah, it definitely has spider web on it. Okay. So here we are. I'll zoom on to the leg here because it's very blue. Oops. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Other way. There we go. It's a little bit of a wobble. Let me see if I can put something underneath. The table isn't totally flat. There we go. All right. So let's get it a little more in focus. There's not a fine focus tuner on here. The one tricky thing I will say too is that it's really hard to get something that's iridescent in focus up close, I've noticed. Yes, erythra. There we go. It's kind of close. The lower scales are in focus. I'm slowly moving the other ones more into focus too. There we go. So this is the leg of this mosquito. Did I use a polarizer? No, actually, I probably ought to talk to you about how to optimize this. I do not have a polarizer on here, as far as I know. And this is the most magnification I can get, I believe, from this current setup. I'll see if I can. It looks really beautiful, like peacock feathers or something like that. The color scheme of the pinks and the blues. And it's interesting how the scales themselves look pretty much see-through, except for maybe when, okay, a little out of focus now, except for when they catch the light, which is kind of similar to, I guess, how some crane flies and the mosquitoes too have wing interference, is what they call it. One of my colleagues is studying that in crane flies. So this is too cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I will take a picture there's a picture feature on here. Is this 170x? I think it's 170x because because the eyepiece is 10x and this camera does not go through the eyepiece to get that extra 10x. So maybe optically it's 170x, but then when you factor in that I think I'm zoomed in. Wait, no. What happens when I go like this? Okay, it goes in even closer. But it doesn't look any like better necessarily. I will take a picture though of this. Snap. Okay. Don't know where the photos go yet, but they go somewhere. So yeah, here's the leg of this mosquito. Very interesting. It makes me think of the story, The Rainbow Fish. And yeah, it's iridescent. Yeah, so iridescence is structural coloration as opposed to pigment, which maybe helps to explain why it looks otherwise very clear. So let me zoom in. Oh, interesting. When I zoom in at the top, it doesn't seem like it zooms in for you guys too, does it? I just tried zooming in. Oh, it does, but it looks different for me for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so we're also, I think, optically zoomed in a way because it's at 100% right now on the screen. And then I could go in like 300, but it just looks kind of blurry. So I don't think that's very helpful. Here's 75%. We'll stay here for now. So yeah, I wonder how they compare to fish scales too. But so that's the leg. We can try looking at a different part of its body to see how it compares to the leg. I don't know why it's iridescent, but yeah, as I was mentioning before, iridescence is a structural coloration. And now, yeah, let's zoom out. You can also see the spikes. If you see those little black dashes on the side of the leg here, those are part of the, what part of the body is this? Is this the tibia? No, maybe little side spurs. Oh, sorry for moving it fast if that's not coming across very well. Oh, those little dashes, you can see them. Oops, very slowly. Hi, Walter. We're looking at the leg of a mosquito. And the mosquito, I did post it to iNaturalist for help in identifying them. And it has been identified as, I'll put it in the chat, as the white-footed woods mosquito. That's what we're looking at. Oh, can you manipulate the light source to get the iridescence reacting? Yeah, let's go like this. Let me try doing this. Maybe I'll try turning off the light and shining my own light maybe. It's not working super well. Let's try. It's hard to access. Is that working, do you think? Maybe? Perhaps. All right. Hopefully that works with getting a sense of the iridescence a little bit. Here's more moving around the light. Yeah, of course, iridescence is best viewed in person. Philadelphia Freedom. What is iridescence? Iridescence is shininess, basically. So cars that are shiny, those are iridescent. And white morpha butterflies have iridescent. Or shiny hummingbird feathers are iridescent. And it's these nanostructures on the surface of the organism, on the feathers, on the scales in this case, that bounce the light in a certain way that causes the coloration. So when the photons, when the light here bounces off of the scale from a certain angle, it manipulates the light in a way that the blue light waves come back to the viewer, which is why when it's angled in different ways, you won't see the blue. But then when you see it from other ways, you see the blue, and that's what makes it shiny. So it's kind of a really cool optical situation. And most blues that you see in nature are not pigment, but they are iridescent, caused by iridescence. Sometimes it's a mix of green iridescent and yellow pigment, because green and not green. Wait, yes, green? No. Sorry, sometimes the color green is a mix of blue iridescence and yellow pigment. Is that what I was thinking? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's go take another look at another part of its body. So I will switch the camera to me primarily so I don't make you guys dizzy and you don't get confused with all the blur that happens. Yeah, thanks for your question. If you have more questions, let me know. So yeah, Kuka Chulu also sort of answered it in a general sense. Yep. And that's why it can be hard to capture in a video because it helps to see it when in a binocular situation, when you have two you have two eyes that you're looking at it with, you're able to see some of those differences just between the differences in the angle of your two eyes looking at the surface. Can we see the sucker? Yeah, we can do that. Let me get this over here. Yeah, there's definitely spider webs on here. On our way to see the sucking mouth part, I will stop and we'll take a look at these scales. So mosquitoes are unique, and one distinguishing feature of them versus other insects that you might come across, other flies, is that they have scales. Not all flies will have scales like mosquitoes have scales. That also is what helps them escape and evade certain situations. It makes them more slippery. It also helps them with making these really, it's really hard to move this around when the zoom is so high. Must do it very daintily. And you can so the scales are on the one side, on the right side of the screen. What did I do? Lost focus. And then on the other side of the screen, you can see some blue from the wings. So I'm sorry that it's like you can't see it that well. But that's what I'm trying to show you right here. So I'm going to switch back and we'll go to the piercing, biting mouth part. The part we just looked at here is the abdomen, the underside of the abdomen of a mosquito. Specifically, let's see. I'll put the title of the mosquito right here. Thanks, Pablo. Okay, for the Mind Blown Award. Okay, so let's go see the piercing part, the part that gets you. And once again, I apologize. Our mosquito here is a mosquito that got cobwebs on it. I don't know how that ended up happening. I thought, but maybe it was in the container that I put it into, and then it got tangled up inside. Okay. Yeah, I might need to clean up the mouth part because of the I'll try. It's gonna be really hard because it's a very tiny mosquito. Okay. Thanks for the super heart, Walter. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to dissect basically. Oh, and take that fuzz off the tip. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to because of how small it is. These are not fine forceps. I need finer forceps. Or maybe I can just try to get it off with using insect pins. And actually, this is a great demonstration of how zoomed in we are. So see this little pin right here? We're about to see how it'll help give us a perspective of the magnification that we're at with our specimen here. All right. I'm a little bit lost. It's very easy to get lost when you are so zoomed in, but I'll zoom out. You can kind of see the face now of our cobwebbed mosquito. Sorry again for all the cobwebs. Here it is zoomed out. Oops, this over. Oh, let me change this around a bit here. Go back to 30% so you guys can see more of the screen of what I see. 25%. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty chaotic. Sorry about that. Wait. Oh, I can't promise that I won't do this with a spider, but I'm not going to do it today with a spider. But if I do, one, it might help you be less afraid of spiders to meet them up close. And then two, you can always click away and come to the next broadcast. So, hi everybody. I'm surprised. How did you guys on YouTube find my live stream out of curiosity? Is it like popping up somewhere? I've only started to live stream to YouTube relatively recently. So I'm very curious to hear how you guys came across this feed, if you don't mind letting me know in the comments. And thanks for joining. My name is Isa, and I host a weekly broadcast on bugs. And if you have a request, drop it in the comments as well. Walter's asking, hello over on YouTube, David. What's the difference between an insect pin and a sewing pin? Great question. So an insect pin is stainless. It's really important that they are not going to corrode over time, and because we want these insect specimens that we pin insects with to last basically forever. Hi, Dawn. How are you? And so a regular pin, a sewing pin, you never want to use because those will oxidize. And then in that situation, it'll cause this green oxidation. And when you go to pick up the specimen, it's just all you're going to be holding is the top of a pin, and the specimen will still be there, like in the container that it was pinned to. So you want to make sure you have pins that are meant to last the years and that won't oxidize. So these are the ones that I have here, size 2. Oh, on Reddit, cool. Oh, nice. Didn't know that. Thanks for that information, reputation content. Very interesting. Okay, so I will get back to trying to get to the part that bites us, the part that makes us reel in surprise and pain and try to smack it away ASAP. Although, like I said, it's a little webbed up, unfortunately, but I'll try to clean it as well. Reddit. Oh, wow. Cool. Hi, guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm broadcasting from HAPS. If you guys want to join me here too. All right. doing some surgery here. Not surgery, but some cleanup. Macroscopic cleanup. You would have thought that it had stuck its proboscis, is what we can call it, in a spider web. Okay. It's somewhat uncovered. And once I get it in focus and cleaned up, then I'll show it on the big screen and not me on the big screen. But I know that I don't want it to be too shaky for people who might be motion sensitive. So I want to do this with this screen smaller, and then I will magnify it. Okay. Here we go. Whoops. Ah! It's hard to do. I don't know where my hands are because it's such high Here, I need to lower the magnification. Otherwise, I'm never going to get this done. So who's been bit by a mosquito this past week? It's very interesting, isn't it? How sometimes you feel them bite you and sometimes you don't. There was one time when I was in Tahiti and with my then boyfriend, Rahman, now husband, and he was like, oh, the mosquitoes, like, they're terrible right now. They were really bothering him. And I was like, what mosquitoes? I'm not noticing any mosquitoes biting me. So I was just thinking he's being like a wimp or something about the mosquitoes. But then later, a week later, guess who got sick with dengue? I got dengue fever from being bit by mosquitoes, and I hadn't felt the mosquitoes bite me. So it's probably a good thing that we feel mosquitoes when they bite us, because it really makes us smack them and also like be more careful about being bit in the first place. All right, I don't know if I can clean this off any better right now. So, hi, Beluga Blues. Oh, those are Reddit symbols. I thought they were YouTube symbols. That's what it is, David. I was confused. Not familiar with the Reddit. That's new to me. Totally new to me. I get it now. All right. So I cleaned it up as much as I could, but it's just, I feel like we can't really see much here because it's just a very thin section. If I can turn it on the side, maybe it's better, but this is the biting part. And it has a bunch of bristles on it. And I don't know how exciting it is to see from this magnification, but there's the eye of the mosquito, if you guys want to see that. Oh, let me get the focus better. Oh, maybe. All right. I'm going to switch to show something else because it's not very showy. I'll show you guys the hind legs that give it its name, the white-footed mosquito, which is right here. And then we're going to look at another organism completely, another insect completely. Here are the white feet. Sometimes when they come and bite you, they'll put their legs out almost like sensors or hind antenna, and that's what that is there. All right, so let's move on to the next animal. The next animal, oh, but first questions, if you guys have some questions. Okay, yep, been bit a few times, also by much smaller biting flies. Awesome, Beluga Blues. Make sure you come on over. I don't know how Reddit works with live streams and stuff, but if you want to come follow the stream over on Haps or Twitch or YouTube, come on over. That's awesome, Don Brandt, watching up close of bugs and another stream of someone making a gong. Very cool. So do mosquitoes contribute to our ecosystem in any good way, asks the Blue Printer from Twitch. And they are a source of food for many different organisms, and they some mosquitoes pollinate. So it's important to remember that there's many different species. There's hundreds, think, thousands of species of mosquitoes in the world, and some pollinate. Some eat other mosquitoes straight up, like the elephant mosquito does that. And so there's many different species. And there, a lot of the ones that we find that are particularly annoying here in the USA, where I'm broadcasting from. Let me actually switch the screen so we're not looking at such a blank screen. Many of the ones that you will find in the USA that are particularly annoying, like the Asian tiger striped mosquito, that's an invasive species too. So, and then there's places like Hawaii who didn't have any mosquitoes, and then invasive mosquitoes were brought in. So poor Hawaii. Okay. It's the, yep, eye of the mosquito. Do, 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 do. Okay. Trying to bring out our next guest on the Bug Scope today. Let's see what the best way is to show you guys this next one. Oh, I think like this, perhaps. So let's get zoomed out as much as possible too. I didn't say what our next guest is here, so I can let you guys guess if you want. Here it is. I'm actually going to give it a branch in case it wants to walk onto the branch. And it does. I want to make my guest comfortable since it's a live guest. But it's also walking around a bunch. Do I have Instagram? Yep, at IsaBetaBug. Same handle. Oh, and it hopped away, which gives you a clue as to what we're looking at. All right, hopefully one will stay still for us so we can get a closer view. Whoops. But right now they're probably like, what's going on? Who turned the lights on so bright? Where are they? Where are they? Here, let me flip the camera until I have a stable view. All right, searching, searching, searching. Here's one. Oh, this one's upside down. Hi. This one's upside down. Any guesses as to what? Oh, it's also squirting out some liquid. Here. Guess is a flea. It does jump, like I said, not a flea. Let me get this other one visible. Okay, not a flea. Oops, trying to find it. Where are you? Where'd it go? One sec. I lost it. Not a flea, but it does jump. This is called a, oh here, this one's on a branch. Great. These are called tree hoppers. And these are called tree hoppers. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit. All right. They're not really cooperating because they're very jumpy, living up to their name. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you something. Okay. So those of you who know me already know that I have this book called The Backyard Bugs of Philadelphia. And the insect that we're looking at is a very close relative of one of the insects in this book. Hi, Helen. How are you? We're looking at a tree hopper. So here's an example of one of the tree hoppers, a very close relative. This is a different species of tree hopper, but this one is very similar in that it also has a spike. It also looks totally like a plush or anime character of some sort. And they look like thorns, so when they're on a plant, things will leave them alone because they just look like a spike on a plant. But I know when I see them that they are not a spike or a thorn. And so that's what we're looking at here. Doing well, thanks, Helen. Looking at some bugs. Okay, let's see if any of them are going to stay still for us. This is why it's much easier to not look at live bugs under the scope, but I try anyway. I think that I'm gonna, oh, here's one, pretty decent view. But it's still like really bright, so I don't know if this will work. I think I need to change magnification. Let's do that. We'll just look at them at a lower magnification, because that will be way easier to catch them as they run around. But we'll still be able to see them up close and appreciate some of those features we wouldn't otherwise get to appreciate. Okay, I need to confuse. Okay. So yeah, tree hoppers. Who here is familiar with tree hoppers? Cicada. Cicadas are related to tree hoppers. And yeah, the cicadas were, we had the, this is one that had bad wings, but, oh, I wonder if I got the debris on that mosquito when I put it on the shelf for a moment, because this cicada also has a decent amount of debris, but here's all the 17-year cicadas. It's a very exciting event. Quite the party. All right, so unscrewing this. Have you ever eaten insects? Yes, and I'm going to be I'll be releasing a video soon on that. So if you follow me on Instagram, Maya, you'll see the video because I'll be posting it there. Some of it there, but I'll primarily be posting it on YouTube. And I will be having a watch party here on HAPS. But I will schedule that broadcast. The exact date and time has not been determined yet. But yeah. Are you guys familiar with tree hoppers? They're in the family Membracidae. So aphids are related to them, cicadas are related to them, assassin bugs are related to them. What else? Water striders, those Jesus bugs are related to them too. Wow, why am I never asked me to screw in a light bulb? Just kidding. But why is this so hard? Righty tighty, right? This way should do it, righty tighty. I think. No, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do no magnification with that. See if that works fine. Tree hoppers, membracids are not only in the States. It's just one of those bugs that, wrong way, right hand rule. Wait, like this? Like this? I think I was doing it this way. No? I don't know. Thanks for the Groovy Award, Mark. All right, I will try without that and see what happens. Oh yeah, this magnification is fine. I think it'll serve us well. Okay, so welcome guys. The bottom of the screen is blank. What goes there? That's just like the way that the screen's arranged. So I could have it like this, but then the sides get a little cut off, or I can have it the other way too. So, all right, zoom in on our friend here. So here is, oh, a nice little spin around too. All right, I'm tempted to take the lid off. And also I need to look at the screen. It's different when I focus with my eye versus look at it through the camera. So I think I need to make sure I look on the screen to focus. There we go. Here's a great view of our friend. And the other one's walking by as well. Okay. I'll make it bigger now. I'm going to attempt to take the lid off. It might jump away, but it's going to be a risk that I am taking for clarity's sake. Oh, now it's running away. Now I have to get it in focus. There we go. I'll make it bigger now. It's not a flea, it's a membracid or tree hopper. I'll put it on the screen. Tree hopper. It's much bigger than a flea. Here, so putting it on the screen. Oh, and it jumped away. Darn it. Here, there's one over here. These are really common in my area right now. Hopefully this one won't jump. Hopefully this one will stay put for us. Okay, trying to get it in focus. Sorry guys for the blur. All right, maybe I just need to do something that's not as active because it's so hard to chase them around. This is why many insects I show in my live stream tend to be ones that are already deceased. Yeah, do you have a bug question, Helen? It does look like a little thorn. Yeah. Okay, I have a couple more bugs we can look at that are in the fridge, including one that I think is a spittle bug. That's an adult spittle bug. Hopefully I caught it when I used my sweep net. I will go get that. All right, so earlier today, I took my net, went out into the field, and collected a bunch of, just swept around a little bit. And so I'll pour some of the findings into this container. We can take a look under the scope. After collecting them, I did put them in the refrigerator too. So, oops, and some things might fly away or run away, but we'll see what things have chilled out. Oh, there is a spider here as a warning. All right, spider alert. She might. Okay. Spider alert. For those who might be afraid. But don't worry, because you have a screen between you and the spider to protect you. I need to zoom in a little more. Oops. Get the spider in focus. This is either a wolf spider or a fishing spider. You hate spiders? No. Why do you hate spiders? Oh, it's walking away. Remember that spiders are very different from mosquitoes in that they are not out to get you. Mosquitoes are literally out to get you because they require a blood meal to complete their life cycle, where spiders don't. They would rather be left alone. They just want to go do their own thing, live their spider life, go eat a bunch of yummy bugs. The spider's walking away, so I'm going to let it walk away and see if there's anything that's less active in this container. Okay. Here, spider, put you back in this container so I can let you go later. Whoops. I think this might be a fishing spider because of the stripes, but I'm not completely sure. All right. Let's see if there's anything else in here of interest that we can take a look at. And there is. So these insects we're about to look at are ones that I have put in the refrigerator. So they're they've chilled out a little bit, but they still might be waking up or a bit jumpy as we look at them. So this right here is this is a spittlebug adult, or Chenopode is the family name in entomology. Chenopid, which is actually moving kind of fast. So I'll find something that's not moving as fast. Okay, let's take a look at this fly over here. This is one of my favorite insects other than the golden tortoise beetle because, let me get it in focus for us too. All right, other direction for focus. They make me think of little spaceships. So these are long-legged flies, or Dolichopodidae is a really fun family name for them. And you'll find them, you can see these other insects waking up on the dish from being in the fridge. They are a fly with they just remind me of little spaceships. You'll see them on top of leaves, kind of jumping around. Try to get the focus down a little bit more. Oh, I think I need to raise it up. All right, bear with me for a moment as I do a little switch around with how high things are up. Yeah, we want sluggish bugs. Yeah, we do. That really helps me with showing them to you all when they're sluggish. When they're not sluggish, just so hard to keep track of, which is why I love photography. And wow, my stomach made a noise. Which is why I love photography and also videography. It's starting to wake up. You can see it twitching. All right, here's our Dolichopodid long-legged fly. Really beautiful fly. Once again, reminds me of little spaceships. You can find these anywhere in the world. I think it's one of those insects that go completely under the radar because they don't do anything necessarily or obviously good or bad for humans. If anything, they're a good insect because they eat other flies. They're predaceous. So, kind of reminds me of what was the game that I used to play? EV Nova. It's like a spaceship game. The way that it moves, it's very angular, very sleek insect. You can see its body tapered, completely metallic and iridescent. And even the wings have some wing interference on them. Oh, let's zoom in. Let's zoom into the wing to see it. Let's see if I can put this on to take a closer look. And all right, shall we? Which way do I turn it, David? Can you remind me? Which way to go? Oh, let me get the focus back. Yeah, so that shininess on the wing is not an accident. Different species have shininess on the wing, like that purple and blue, that kind of rainbowy color. Different fly species have different patterns on their wing, which is a form of communication called wing interference. Different patterns and colors will come up among different species. Wait, what's the right hand rule? So I turn it, which way do I turn this? I think like righty-tighty. So I turn it clockwise, looking down at it, or clockwise, looking up at it? I guess it's the same both ways. Welcome, Tum Tum, to the broadcast. There's a fringe on the wing. Yes, there's a little fringe too. I really want to look at it closer with you all. Okay, there's so many things happening on this plate with the insects waking up that I am like a little paralyzed on what to show you guys next. But I will try to screw in this. I will try to screw this in so we can take a closer look at the wing of the Dolichopodid, because Dolichopodid wings are in general, they're just such colorful, brilliant, bright, rainbowy flies. Okay, let's see if I can get this. Is it going? I don't know. I hope I'm turning it the right way. It feels like it's in the thread properly. I don't know, I think it's tightening, so I'm going to try the other way. All right. Righty tighty. I guess it should be the other way though. If I was facing it, this way would be to the right. Wow, why is this so complicated? Oh, yeah, no, it didn't work. It didn't work. An entomologist, yes, hello. Clockwise, so I turn my hand clockwise. That's what I'm doing. This is a new scope to me. That was funded by viewers of my broadcast. And so I'm still getting used to parts of it. And I should be, maybe I'm not pushing up enough when I turn it. Yeah, I think I wasn't putting enough pressure to it. I was expecting the thread to catch a little more securely from the start. So success. Thank you guys for your patience and your support in this endeavor of getting increased magnification. We have been successful. And now we will zoom back into our friend, the dolichopodid fly, which, where is it? It also means we need to actually get closer to our subject in order to, see it. Right. Do I need to get more magnification? Even closer, I think. Let's see. So, I'm a little confused. One sec. All right. Oh, maybe I need to get farther away. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm so lost. It's easy to get lost in other dimensions. Oh, you know what I just did? I put on the wrong one. Darn it, I put on the wrong one. Okay. I got more practice. Oh, I got more practice with screwing in the light bulbs here. I wanted to do the 2x one for increased magnification. I had done the half. I had halved it by accident. So now I know to apply more pressure and turn to the right. This one's a little harder to do because it's smaller, but hopefully I can place it. Oh, you remember me from Periscope. Hello, Cracker. Yeah, good times. All right. I think that's it. I think it's secure enough. Not wiggly. I think we're good. Okay. Let's try that again. Here's our fly friend. Something feels a little strange. Okay. All the way lowered, maximum magnification. And here's our beautiful fly. Let's get it in focus again. Now we're gonna zoom way into the wing. Here we go. Everyone hop onto the magic school bus. We're taking you for a ride. We're going into the wing of our fly friend, which is waking up. So it's not really the best situation to zoom in at this magnification when the organism's alive. But hey, we're doing it a little bit. Okay, it's not really working so well because it's awake. Let's try its eyes, which are probably a little more stationary. Darn, but it is still moving. So yeah, I think maybe my policy from here on out will be only do high magnification with insects that are no longer alive. Because when they're alive still and they move so much, it's a challenge. And plus the iridescence makes it hard to focus on the insect as well. But yeah, this is our dolichopodid long-legged fly. You'll find this fly hanging out on leaves. They like to hang out on broad leaves of different plants, of vines, I'll find them like in the middle of a major city. If you just keep an eye out for them, you will find them. Sometimes they're greenish, sometimes they're orangish, sometimes they're reddish. They're basically all the colors of the rainbow. And this is one I caught right outside, like half an hour before the broadcast. Let's see if I can zoom back out. Right now it's testing its, why are you starting to itch? I don't know. But it's starting to warm up its wings because I had it in the refrigerator, because the refrigerator was a place where I was able to easily slow it down for us to see it while it was still alive. Let me make the screen bigger for it. And let's zoom in a bit up this way. And it just twitched its head. So in between its eyes, you can see it's two compound eyes with all those ommatidia. And in between there's a little cluster of simple eyes called ocelli. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it's right there if you can. It's definitely hard to see this fly in some ways because of the way that it's iridescent, as I said. But yeah, this is our dolichopodid long-legged fly, little spaceship fly, I like to call it. So yeah. All right, there's another fly on here too that we'll take a look at, and then I will wrap up the scope. I'll also though give the update that the mouse is visible. Oh, cool, good to know. Thanks. Oh, so these ones, I put them in the refrigerator to slow down the metabolism, and that's how I was able to get them somewhat still for showing you. There's one that looks like it did not really make it back from being in the fridge right here. There's a robber fly. But actually, this robber fly is a really good opportunity. It might still wake up. Oh, it is waking up. You can see it moving its legs. To tell you guys about how flies, the scientific name is Diptera, di meaning two, ptera meaning winged. And you can see that little paddle looking or like wooden spoon looking object that's behind the base of its front wing. And that's called a haltere. It's very clear in this insect. And that is what it uses to help. Hey, Adam, thanks for the great broadcast award. That's what it uses for flight control. That's a distinguishing characteristic for all flies. Let me get the focus a little bit finer. Here we go. Yeah, might be the best I can do at the moment. You can see its muscles on its abdomen here. I'll zoom back out. The muscles of its abdomen are pumping. Probably as it wakes up, it's getting the oxygen flowing. Insects don't have lungs, but they can assist with the flow of oxygen by using their muscles to contract and move air around their tracheal system, around their air tubes that go through their body to help with diffusion. Yeah, so this is a robber fly, and they are kind of like dragonflies in that they are predators in the air, and they oftentimes have little mustaches. We can see if this one has a mustache, kind of a little bit between the eyes there, some hairs. They have great vision. Sometimes you will see them eating dragonflies or damselflies too. Thanks for the super heart, David. Yep, all these bushels of hair on it. It's slowly waking up. It kind of reminds me of waking up from Shavasana in yoga, where they're like, start moving your toes, moving your hands a little bit. So it's basically what this fly is doing right here as it revives from being slowed down. Insects are ectothermic. They are cold-blooded, aka, but we call it ectothermic is more accurate of a term, where they don't produce body heat in the same way that mammals do. So they're very reliant on ambient temperature, which is why putting them in the fridge can be a very chill, I'll use that in a punny way, chill way to slow them down to study. So yeah. Yeah, these halteres are huge. Usually halteres are not that big. So that's surprising to me as an entomologist. That really stands out to me. Helen's saying, baby steps, small movements, like me before coffee in the morning. Yep. Gotta take it easy. Wake up the body parts one by one so you can, make it around and not stumble. Oh, thanks, David, for sharing ectothermic. Yes. Wow, David said he found one carrying a butterfly once. Cool. Yeah, they eat all sorts of things. Okay, let's wander this way on the screen because the canopid or spittlebug, which I broadcasted it on several weeks ago, like a couple months ago, as Like I broadcasted on spittlebugs as larvae, but haven't broadcasted on any as adults, is in a really good spot to show you. So spittlebugs, they are those insects you often see in meadows and fields that are surrounded by a bunch of bubbles that they made with their own spit or with the juices, the liquids, the plant juices that they siphon through their body. So in a way they're recycling, because a lot of hemipterans, a lot of insects in this group, which cicadas are in and aphids are in too, a lot of them cycle through a lot of plant juices, and sometimes it just gets like dumped from their body or squirted out from their body, like that tree hopper earlier. Other times they will use it for certain purposes, like in this case, the young spittlebugs, Canopidae is the family name, use it to protect themselves in a bubble of spit. So very unique. I don't know of any other organisms that protect themselves in their own spit bubble like these do. But then as adults, as you can see here, they're no longer in their spit bubble. They venture out into the world. They brave the wilderness and hop around, fly around with their wings, keep on sipping plant juices, just not like in the same way as they once had as a baby. Oh, this is a really beautiful view of the top of it. I also want to point out how the eyes have stripes and patterns, which I think is really cool to see. And those red dots in the middle of the front of the head, or the middle of the head, are ocelli, or simple eyes. Right, let me see if I can move it over back into the screen. Now stay put so you can see up close, please. This one's pretty cooperative right now. All right, let me focus. Kind of focus. Yeah, so those are ocelli. You can see the little tiny antenna, which are just like little threads of almost like little hairs. The antennae here are so tiny. You almost wonder what they even do for the insect. Maybe, if anything, they help pick up wind currents, but can't imagine they do much more than that because of how thin they are. And oh, let me bring it back to the front. Trying to anticipate where it's going to walk. There it is again. Okay. Yeah, so those red dots, those are the ocelli. Those are the ocelli, which are simple eyes that are a feature of many insects. But oftentimes, like the basal body plan is that an insect has 3 ocelli on the top, 1, 2, 3. But this one looks like it only has 2. So I'm going to go back to another insect because this one's walking around so much. We'll go back to our, let's go back to the robber fly. Flip it over and see if that might help it wake up a little bit. And also we can see if it has ocelli for us to see. And then, yeah, let's flip it over. If you don't mind, little robber fly. Oops, if I can flip it over. It's a little hard to do when its legs are the way that they are. There we go. Oh, nope, just flipped right back. Oh, sorry. Let me flip the camera while I'm doing this. Okay. It's a side view now, so we can appreciate all the eyes at least. Oh, you can see one ocelli though. Kind of. A little hard to get in focus, but so here's the top of its head. And you can sort of see that shiny dot there is the equivalent of those red circles that we saw on the tree hopper. Definitely a difficult view because I know that the surface is not ideal, or the depth of field is not ideal there for that view. But definitely continuing to wake up. You can see those eyes are huge, completely covered in ocelli, which is the name for the compound eye cells. And you can see it's continuing to twitch its legs as it wakes up. And these are very predaceous insects. They have legs that have amazing grip. I'll zoom in on the legs. The legs are very bristly and built to hold on to their prey. They're also twitching a lot as it wakes up. Oops, sorry, the view's not that great here. I'll just stay zoomed out. Maybe I'll just switch. All right. So how does having 3 of them work with bilateral symmetry? Well, yeah, one of them is just in the middle line. Great question. But yeah, one's in the middle line, and that's how it works. And so here's what we were just looking at, so you guys can get a sense of scale and size. They are our dolichopodid long-legged greenfly is right, that dark mark at the top there, which is very green in the light. Maybe if I shine my light, you can see. Nope, it's kind of hard to show. Yeah, pretty tiny, but very fun to see them dancing across leaves. Yeah, so thanks guys for joining this exploration today. I will wrap it up now. If you have any lingering questions, you can drop them in the chat now. And wow, it's so cool. I guess the canopid or the spittlebug, how the German name translates to foam cicada. That's really cool. And sounds rather appropriate. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so thanks everyone for joining. Gonna wrap it up today. Make sure you take a look at the course and share it around with friends who might be interested. And if you have any other requests of an insect you'd like to see up close on the Bug Scope, let me know. Thanks guys for joining. Thanks for helping support me as I finagled around with switching the the magnification lenses. And then also make sure you come join on Tuesday when Trinity Wall joins me to talk about her fieldwork with spiders. And I think we're going to be talking about misconceptions, spider misconceptions. And then one final update too before I go is that the caterpillars who joined us on the stream several weeks ago are still very happily munching away and growing very fast. This is a benefit of being an ectotherm, is that so much of your energy as you eat it is converted into, is not wasted away in heat, but is more easily converted into mass and energy that's saved and can be helpful with metamorphosis. So the northern apple sphinx moth caterpillars are continuing to grow. All right, thanks. Oh, thanks, Helen. If you want to send me the photos on Twitter or Instagram, go ahead and do that. And I have been meaning to add a segment to the Bug Scope where I share photos that people share with me about insects, if that's something that you're cool with me doing as well, sharing your photos with everybody to talk about it. So let me know. And also iNaturalist, as David is saying, is a great spot to share and get identifications on animals. If you can get your hands on any buggy eggs to look at under the scope. Okay, yeah, I'll keep an eye out. Might miss Tuesday. I'll be out in the field survey. Depends on the weather. Might be Monday instead. Okay, have a great field survey. I love how active you've been getting into the field and whatnot, David. It's awesome. Cool. All right. Oh yeah, send me some pictures then. Yeah. Maybe I'll just set up an event for the Bug Scope where it's just dedicated to people, photos that people send me. So, because I have some that I've been meaning to share, and then, yeah, or maybe I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll contemplate the best way to receive images for this. I know that Instagrams, you can't download images that are sent to you. I think you can with Twitter, but I'm not sure. But maybe I'll just give you my email address, and that might be the easiest. So Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend. Take care. Thanks for joining today and checking out these bugs with me. End it this way.